Hi, I'm Dave Wetzel. I'm your CEO at MLS Listings, and we're recording this towards the beginning of 2024 as my 2024 message on what's coming up and what we did in 2023. And I'm really excited to tell you about a few things. So let me just dive right in and tell you about some of the stuff that we have. Let me start with some of the things we did in 2023. So we had a couple of new products that we rolled out, a couple of new services. You may have heard about these. You probably read about them. You might not be using them yet. So I want to be sure that you know about these things. One of the most exciting ones that I found exciting on our list was a CRM, a customer resource management system. This is where you can set things up to email all of your clients on a regular basis. And many of you do use a CRM, and you're probably paying for one. But now we have one that's free with the MLS subscription. Maybe something that you should look at. Maybe something that you might want to convert over to. Or if you're not using one today, I highly recommend you take a look at it, because CRMs are something that all of our productive agents are using. So take a look at that CRM that we have there. That was a 2023 add-on that we did. Another thing that we did in the last year was aligned showings. So what is aligned showings? Another thing you probably read about, but in case you didn't, what it is it's something that as a listing agent, you have the option of using it to manage showings. And so you would go in as a listing agent and say, who approves the showings? Do you approve them? Maybe the seller approves them. Maybe there's no approval necessary. Just go and see it. And then what are the days and hours that are available for someone to set it up? And then buyers who are representing agents can go in with a click of a button, get in there and schedule a showing to either be approved or logged in there. And so aligned showings is something that you definitely want to take a look at. One of the cool things about it is it gives you reports too on who's been looking at it, it's who's been going to those showings. There's different ways you can get these reports, but it's another way that you can share some of the activity with your sellers with this brand new free tool that we have as part of the service. Another set of things that we did in 2023, not a brand new tool in 2023, but new additions, new enhancements to it, was Aculist Disclosures. So this is a tool or platform that we have. Again, it's a free part of our MLS subscription where listing agents can place documents in this storage facility called Aculist Disclosures. And then buy-side agents can look at those and see what you want to share with them. Maybe they are inspection reports, maybe they're HOA reports, maybe they're actual disclosure reports, different things about the property that you want to be sure that they take a look at. What's cool about the Aculist Disclosures is that if you make changes to those or additions to those, it'll automatically notify the people that already pulled those down and just make sure that everybody is aware of those. Also gives you as a listing agent reports on the number of people that are taking a look at those. And so lots of cool things there. Again, it's a free part of the service. There are people that are using other ones. You can go outside of MLS Listings and purchase those types of services from other people. But here's one where you can use that's free as part of the service. And so that was something that we made some enhancements in around 2023. And there's actual enhancements that we have on our roadmaps that we're continuing to make enhancements in 2024 to the whole Aculist Disclosure platform. So something you definitely want to take a look at. It's exciting on that. Those are some of the main, some of the larger things we did in 2023. So let's talk a little bit about 2024. What am I excited about in 2024? So we have some new things coming. They're not out yet. So these are watch this space kind of things because they're still in the works. One of them is the ability for listing agents while you're in the listing management system or just at our listing management dashboard to be able to go in and do social media advertising for your listing. Now, this is not a free thing from MLS Listings because it actually costs money to place ads on many of the social media platforms. But we're making that a lot easier for you to do right from our system. We're also ensuring that it will be compliant with all the rules, right? Because there's all sorts of display guidelines and display rules for listings. And so if you do any of the social media ads through this system, it'll be sure to be compliant with all of those types of rules. So watch for that. I'm thinking that's probably around Q2 kind of time frame. Don't quote me on that, but it's roughly in that time frame. And so I'm pretty excited to see that rolling out later this year. One that we did last year towards the end, and we'll be making some additional enhancements on, which I forgot, was Smart Draft. So as you are a listing agent and you're in the listing management system and you're creating a listing, you probably all know that we auto-pop the listing. What I mean by auto-pop is we go and we look at some of the tax records information, and then as you enter in 123 Main Street, we have the ability to say, I don't know, there's 20 or 30 fields that we have where we have, okay, 123 Main Street, we know the beds, we know the baths, we know the square footage. And so we'll have that available, and we auto-populate the listing based on the listing agent saying, okay, that looks good. So we've been doing that for years, auto-pop. Smart Draft takes that to a whole nother level. There's so many other things that we can go look at, and we can say, I think this listing has this in this field and this in this field. So we have gone in and done a lot more. It's almost touching into the area of AI in terms of what we're doing behind the scenes and trying to pull up all that information. Again, it's something that the listing agent would need to go through and look at and say, yep, that all looks good. I approve it. It goes in. It'll be much faster if you do use the Smart Draft in doing that, but it does give you the ability to say, oops, no, this one's actually changed. There was something that changed on the listing, and maybe that one's not correct, so we'll change that manually. But using the Smart Draft features, you should be able to go in and create listings faster. That was the whole idea. Faster, more accurate. And we'll continue to make enhancements to Smart Draft in 2024 as well. So take a look at that as you go through creating your next listing. A lot of what I just described, though, in these different things were related to listing agents. So let's talk about buy-side agents for a minute. One of the things that we're looking at doing in 2024 is have the ability to give you more data outside our geography. So as you heard me talk a lot in the past, we have data shares with other MLSs in California, and all of that data is in Matrix, it's in Paragon, it's in the mobile apps. And so you have a wealth of information beyond just our 5 counties because of the data shares that we have in place. Well, we're taking that to another level in 2024. They won't be data shares per se, because some of these are going to be MLSs that are out of state. So, well, you may ask, Dave, why am I going to go get data from out of state? Well, there are a lot of people, your clients, who you may have had as a client in the past, who are moving out of state. And you may be the agent that's helping them to sell here, but then that may be your last transaction with them. So they live some other state after that. So why not give you the ability to help on the buy side that they're going into as a referral? So now, if they're going out of state, how do you refer someone? You want to make sure that you're referring to an agent who's actually going to have a successful transaction on the other end. Otherwise, your referral's not worth as much. And so what we're doing is we're trying to locate and find other MLSs out of state where we can do a different kind of data share. And the data share that we're looking at here is what we call an intermatrix data share. So it's not going to be inside the matrix that you know and love, but up in the upper right-hand corner, I believe, is where we're going to put a new button in Matrix that will link to those other MLSs that approve us to go and do an intermatrix link. One of the first ones we're looking at doing is, or two of the first ones we're looking at doing that with is RE Colorado. So they're in a certain area of Colorado, and First MLS, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. And so you'll see, once we get that set up, you'll see these buttons in the upper right-hand corner of Matrix. And if you click on that, it actually takes you to their matrix. So you're no longer in our matrix, but you're in their matrix, and you can do a search in their matrix. And so your client may say, yeah, I'm interested in moving into this particular area of Colorado or Georgia. Then you could do some searches in there, find out what the prices, what the areas look like, who are the agents who are doing a lot of production there. And hopefully then you can have a little bit better chance at looking at how you're going to refer this person, where you're going to refer this person to, and a more intelligent discussion with your client about that area. So watch for that. These will need to be other MLSs who are using Matrix. And so we're talking to as many of those as we can right now to get that set up. And it's pretty exciting to be able to click on that and take you right into that other Matrix system. So it's not quite a data share, but it's very similar to a data share to give you that access to information outside of California. Another thing that we're looking at adding in 2024 is access to some more detailed reports on the areas that we have here in our geographies from a company called Local Logic. And so you may have seen some press releases, there's some notices on that. Local Logic has a lot of very local information about the neighborhoods that we have here. Information that's not in the listing, but information that's very specific to the neighborhoods. And you are the local expert. And so the more local knowledge you have, the more that you can share with your clients, the more your clients see you as that local expert. And so these aren't going to be free as part of the subscription, but what we're doing is we're working with Local Logic to get some good deals on that and be able to have that access to that local data through Local Logic for you. So some exciting stuff there. How do we know which of these different things we should be doing? We have a number of different things that we did in 2023 that I've talked about. We've got things that are queued up even beyond some of these things I'm talking about here for 2024. And a lot of that comes from surveys that we do at the beginning of the year. And here we are at the beginning of the year. So we call it our Pulse of the Customer survey. You may have seen an email. Reminder emails go out on a weekly basis to the people who haven't done the survey yet. So you probably have seen some of these emails. Please go in and do the surveys if you have a chance. It really helps us. Here's how it's going to help you. It tells us the things that you want to have. We get a lot of feedback that says these are the areas that MLS listings should be focusing on, and these are the areas that you have gaps on, or things that you're going off and you're paying extra elsewhere for. And so we take a look at all of that survey information every year, and then we help. That helps us in terms of looking at our roadmaps of what things that we need to implement. It helps us in terms of looking at where we can partner. So these last couple of ones that I mentioned with Local Logic and looking at the Intermatrix, we're looking at partnering with people like CoreLogic and looking at partnering with people like Local Logic to bring things. And those came out of discussions and that we've had and out of feedback that we've got from the survey. So the survey is super important. Look for it in your inbox, click on that link, go and do the survey for us. It's only open for a number of weeks, so you still have time, but it'd be great if you can go in and do that survey and help us on that. Last thing I want to leave you with is thinking about is a new dashboard that we have. At the moment, we're calling it our new Pro Dashboard. We may be changing the name on that to make it a little bit more sexy sounding than New Pro Dashboard. But take a look at that. So it is something that we initially came out with a couple of years ago. We've been slowly making enhancements to it each year as we go. Its focus is mobile, but it also works great on a desktop or a Mac. And so you should take a look at that. You've probably heard me talk about it before. And here's the main thing. We need more feedback on where to take the dashboard next. It's got a lot of cool functionality. As we add new things that are on the dashboard, I talked about local logic. As we add new things, they go on the new dashboard. We're not adding things to the old dashboard that the most of you are using. So you want to take a look at that new dashboard. It does a lot of really cool things. Feedback, again, can help us in looking at where we need to take that dashboard. But here's one of the main reasons I want you to take a look at it. We'll keep the old dashboard in place as long as I can, but there will be security issues, cybersecurity issues, that won't be able to be patched. And the old dashboard is built on some old technology, and it's getting to the end of its road of security patches. And at some point, when those security patches end on that old technology, I can't have it in place anymore because it'll be a security risk. And we certainly wouldn't want to have our system down like we've seen some of the other MLSs in 2023 because of security. So when the security roadmap ends for the old dashboard, the dashboard you know and love, I'll have to end of life that, and everybody will have to move to the new one. So go use the new dashboard today while they're both available. Give us feedback on what you like or don't like so we can continue to make enhancements while they're both there, so that by the time I have to remove the old one, it's got all of the stuff that you love, all the stuff that you need. So take a look at that old dashboard. Oh, I'm sorry, the new dashboard. Oh, the new dashboard. Go look at that new dashboard. There's links on the dashboard to the new one. You can find those. And it is a way that you could use it mobile too. So if you're out with a client or driving around, it's great to be able to use that right from your phone. So again, let me conclude by reminding you about the survey, the Pulse of the Customer survey. That is a tremendous help to us to make sure that we are listening to you to get all the right things into our enhancements, all the right things into partner products that we partner with. It's terribly useful, and we need more of your feedback on that. It's the time of year to get the Pulse of the survey done. So look for that in your inbox. Thank you.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.